Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Tuesday, Tuesday's request day. Today's map was requested by the creator and it's a realistic. It has a vibe to it that I'm having trouble putting my thumb on though. It's realistic, it's similar to other realistic maps, but also dissimilar to them in ways that are neither good nor bad, but different. And I really have trouble putting my thumb down on it. Does it work? Yes. Is it not bad for?
It's my first map.
Yes, it's not bad at all. There are plenty of talking points, though, plenty of talking points, and a few reasons for me to maybe get the editing tools out during today's show. So if you like that, I think you're going to like today's show. Shall I do some editing? Yeah, just a little bit, shall I? That's right, hitting that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is BanTan by SR by stempel-mueller-gmbh. Now I'm pretty sure that's GmbH, but I enjoy saying GMF, so we're going with that. There's your start square. We have highways and rail coming in from the left hand side there and the river running through it. And then in terms of resources, height maps, resources come in a moment. Height map, plenty of buildable space throughout the map with some undulations around. There's your resources. Very, very colourful, very bold, very usable like that. And then fishing. Yeah, if you want to do fishing, we've got salmon in that river. Oh, nice. Nice. And then off to the workshop. Now, apparently you need 4 lots of DLC. I'm not entirely sure you do. After dark, mass transit, green cities and park life. While green cities and park life probably bring some bits and pieces that I've completely overseen. Mass transit might be, I hadn't even noticed whether you need mass transit really. We do have a one-click collection, which includes a theme mix and theme mixer 2. The theme mix is the BanTan theme mix. Theme mixer 2 is there. Network extensions 2 is there. I don't believe you need that. Network tiling, you probably don't need that. I don't remember seeing any retaining walls. Maybe there are. Maybe I missed them. Network rivers, I don't think I saw that either. Maybe there was. And basically some trees and rocks. The BanTan theme mix I'll talk more about in a moment. And also the LUT too. Okay, so highways out here in the fog. Okay, with a little bit of terrain glitching between two, but we are deep in the fog, so I don't mind that. But what I am going to question, yeah, just show the terrain height difference there, not a huge problem. I'm going to question this. Okay, right out in the fog, but why have we got this 4-way highway out here? I suspect it was originally all 4-lane highway. This is probably the mass transit road. I don't recall it, to be honest with you. But yeah, I reckon it was all mass transit, all 4-lane, and then they converted it down to 3-lane and missed a bit at the end. It's total speculation. Pretty sure they'll be watching the show, having requested this, and they'll let us know in the comments. I do hope so anyway. Okay, the theme mix, the BanTan theme mix, is based very much on the Pidelmo Euro 4K theme, which isn't listed as a requirement, which means if you don't already have it, then it won't load up, and we'll be looking at a very vanilla style map. We're using the realistic 1.2 LUT, which is the one that automatically loaded with the theme mix. But yes, in the theme mix, I went through the theme mixer to have a look to see what else was used. I couldn't find anything other than the Euro 4K LUTs, Euro 4K theme by Pidelmo. Let me just show you. We've got a little bit of weeding down here. Don't mind that actually. It's just encroaching in a way that's almost believable. It's just, on its own, it looks a bit weird, but we remember that's there. We're going to need that later on when I do some editing elsewhere. So yes, the Euro, I'd suggest probably just do away with the theme mixer. Grab hold of Pidelmo's Euro 4K theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT, and you'd be good as gold. You don't need the theme mixer too, probably. Maybe I'm missing something. Not sure about that connection between the two highways. I never know whether connections between two highways is a good thing. Probably been used to align these bridges when it was built and then forgotten to be deleted. But now everybody's going to send me loads of pictures of connections between two highways straight after bridges. I think it's probably a safety issue going on there. Possibly. I don't know. But it's a neat little thing. Anyway, it's there. And it's not been deleted, so we've got it. Anyway, start square. Which means we have an asset of the day, and this one's a very sweet one as well. We've seen work from McWelshman, we've seen work from Rick 4000, and now we have got work from Sparks. If you're building an English-style country village, then these are the people to go to. This is lovely. It wouldn't necessarily just be English country, it could be anywhere really, but I think it would work in English village. Village collection house number 2, and factoids, because factoids. Right, on today's date, the 12th of May, Augustus II, the Elector of Saxony and King of Poland, was born in 1670. He seemed to have had a prodigious sexual appetite, having fathered hundreds of illegitimate children during his lifetime. Those were the days when that was probably acceptable. These days, if you fathered hundreds of illegitimate children, you would probably be known as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Oh, did I really go there? I'm trying to stay non-political. Sorry about that. Anyway, the Village Collection House number 2 by Sparks. Today's asset of the day, and very, very nice it is too. We pull back for a little look. I need to find the highway and the rail. So highway and rail come in, and this is your start square connection. We do have another highway in a couple of spots. Let me just show you, set the camera down. Right all the way over there behind those forests over there, there's a highway connection over there, and there is a highway and rail connection behind that hillock over there. Okay, miles away, and if you're playing a 9-tile game, probably unusable. You might be able to get to one, you won't be able to get to both. We do have a lovely marshy area. I've got to point out this marshy area. There's some really nice areas on this map. I'm going to say it. Okay, marshy areas, just always. And look at the topography. That water be pouring off those hills. It makes all the sense. Now, we do have a rail connection here, and I want to take you down to a nice scenic rail trip. We're going to go up this at ground level. I want you to take in the scenery. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it at all. I'm just going to talk about other things. Okay, let me just get onto the rail roughly. I know we're not on the rails, but you get the gist. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about the scenery at all. It's just dramatic. It's just dramatic. So anyway, if I'm not going to talk about the scenery, what shall I talk about? Let's talk about how do we get to this place, you and me? How do we get here? How long have you been on board? You've been on board a long time? Yeah, good. Is it about time you treated yourself to a BonBonB mug? Either classic or retro. Is it? Then there's a link down in the description anyway. Anyway, right, that's our little trip up the rail. Did you like that? I like that. Look at the work here. That cutting is dramatic and believable as well when you pull back and have a better look at it. I'm going to show you, we've got a couple of tall, thin trees down here that honestly I think smaller shrubby type trees down there would have worked better for me, especially in isolation as they are. Isolation being the word of the year, I feel, actually. 2020, the year of isolation. And then if we go back down to ground level, this rail will go off the edge of the map into the fog, and it's all good. Which means shipping will be next. Will this map have shipping? Find out after the intermission.
Are you bored with the standard vanilla bridges? Have you seen those lovely custom bridges but don't know how to use them? Ooh, very nice. Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Custom Bridges by BonBonB. Click the information button below.
As we head to the shipping at Bantan by SR by stempel-mueller-gmbh. We got one shipping route that comes up here, up into one of the fjords, for want of a better phrase. Not really a fjord, but you know what I mean. And then we have a shipping route that comes along deep in the fog. So if you're playing the 81 tile game, you could really work out here as well. And then it goes up between the two essential lighthouses. I thought it was going to go straight on, but it didn't. And this goes a long way up this river. Again, if you want to do any sort of major shipping game, I like this actually. I think it works really well. I would like to have seen it connect up the other side of that strait. Where were we? There we are. To this loop around here. Don't know what this loop around's doing. If that was connected up, I think that would add something a little bit extra. But it doesn't, and that's fine. Water flow. We've got some realistic, well, pretty realistic rivers actually, in terms of the way they've evolved, eroded. We've got some rapids, and it's all pretty good. Here's your start square though. There's a steady flow. It's not the biggest amount of water flow through there, but we do have those marshy areas to draw from as well. It would work. It would work if you're playing a vanilla style game and drawing and pumping from 2 separate locations, so that's all good. Look at the map as a whole. It's pretty dramatic. It's pretty damn dramatic. Where should we start? Where to start? These rivers, we've got this reservoir up here, which has got like little rapids, waterfall coming off of here. It's not a reservoir, sorry, it's a lake. Sorry, misspoke. I'm very good at misspeaking. So that looks pretty amazing. Got to say though that the Euro 4K theme does have that kind of like the wall of rock doesn't look great when you just get a big swathe of it like that from a distance. Again though, look at the erosion. This again, I've pulled back, had a look at it. It makes sense, the route that it's taken. It's found a way through here over eons, and look at the rocks in the stream down here. Makes sense that there would have been rocks pushed down there as well. There's a lot of thought gone into a lot of areas on this map, I've got to say. We've got some nice beachy areas down there if you want to do some sort of beach. We do have a couple of cases of essential lighthouse. We will come back to the red one here in a moment. There's some stuff I want to do with that one. Another essential lighthouse over here in green. And again, if you come around here, you can see we've got the steps clipped nicely into the rocks, and you can see how you could clamber up those rocks to get into the lighthouse. Very clean and tidy. Very cluttered beach, but I've seen many a beach that looks just like this, and I'm okay with it. I mean, it is cluttered. You might want to do a lot of clearing if you're going to be working with it, but as it stands, I have no issues with it. The cliffs along here, I think there's a trick that's being missed here. We've got some shrubs actually on the actual cliff faces, and what I would rather have done, I think, is to move some of these shrubs down to just where the water will be running off the cliff back into the soily area. In fact, let me grab copy and paste that one. Why are you not copying? Copy. That's it. And if I pop a few down here, this is the sort of effect I think would have worked better. Just like little clusters of shrubs along the bottom of the cliff where the water's running down. And then we'll do a little bit of work along at the top of the cliff as well. In a moment, so just a few more. I just want it to look alright. We could drop a few there. Also, you remember those cluster of weeds that we had on the roads down here? Let's grab this. Now, this is not terrain conforming, so it's not the ideal choice. It's not what I would use, but it's the one that I remembered when I needed to find some shrubs, so some weeds to stick along the top of the cliff face. But yeah, so yeah, don't go doing this one yourself, you'll get downvoted. But yeah, this is what I found. But yeah, something like that along the top. Weeds along the top, shrubs along the bottom, and a few shrubs along the top as well. And I feel that, yeah, I'll show you, non-terrain conforming, yeah. But that's the kind of look that I think is the trick that was being missed here by stempel-mueller-gmbh. Or SR, I guess. But yes, I love the terrain. The topography is really quite interesting here. Want to go back to this lighthouse. Let's go back to the lighthouse. Now, we've got this jetty over here, and I'm not buying this at all. I get the idea that you moor up your boat and then you clamber up the rocks to get into the lighthouse. I get that. But it just doesn't work for me. Just doesn't work for me. I think maybe it might work better on the other side. Okay, it doesn't make so much sense with the position of the rock. Of course, you probably could just realign the rocks to work with the jetty here. But with these little mooring areas pushed into the side of the rock like that, maybe? Something like this. Again, this is like a quick throw around here. You could spend an hour or two on this. Yeah, that rock's clipping into it, but you get the gist. Something like about there. Probably, yeah, something closer to that. I think that works a little bit better, but that's just an opinion. I've not done a great job. I would not be happy with that if I was leaving it permanently for somebody else. Then you got a couple of little houses, burnout houses there. Good forest work. Very nice forest work. Got to say that about this map. There's a lot of the trees, and they've been done very well indeed on the whole. So there's no areas that I can point out as being, what was that bad? You know, what was all that about? And then we have the, I did say about second highway. This is the one that was behind the hillock. So we have the highway and rail there, with a little bit of foliage running up the middle, a little bit of weeding there as well. Quite like that. And what's more's going on? What haven't we done yet? We haven't come over this side of the map. So we've got the extra connection over here as well. Lots of buildable space. It's all centered around the, thank you very much, sirens. It's all centered around a big buildable valley. And I like the shape of it. You could do it as a big city, or you could do it as a small city. Either way would work. So yes, we've got the marshy areas there. I did promise we'd have another quick look at that one. At least I think we did. Promised to myself that we should. Ah, the rivers. The rivers. Now have a look at these two rivers, right? They are feeding down. One's coming from up here, and one's coming from down here. So we've got a confluence right here. Now, I feel that the water flow would have pushed through this way rather than run into there, and yeah, you get the idea. I think it's just slightly misshaped, that particular intersection. It's not an intersection, it's a confluence. Okay, the rivers look amazing. Look, come down there. There are, when you get down to ground level, there are lots of 4-star pushing 5-star areas when you get down to ground. Remember though, we are using a theme that if you haven't subscribed to it, will not appear in your game. So imagine this being vanilla. I'm not going to show you it vanilla, I'm just talking about it. Water spawn point up here is nice, but I think we've missed a trick. See this big old lake here? That could easily be a reservoir again, a big old water source point, but this is actually sea level. This is base level. I would have elevated this entire area, had that as a mountain lake, and fed that into, because it just would feel a bit more natural to me. And then, well, oh, I nearly missed the quarry. Damn it! There's a quarry. There's lots of little things about this map. This is a really nice quarry. I like the work that's been done, again, with Grey Flames rocks. And it looks real. It feels real. I'm loving that. Lots of nice work. But what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? Oh, it could be, you know. It could be. So much depends. So much depends. Right, ratings. Okay, aesthetically, there are definitely 4-star areas on this map. But even with the Euro 4K theme, I still feel it's a high 3. There's something about it, and I think it might be the Euro 4K, the blandness on those rock faces. I don't know. But especially as we're using the Theme 2 mixer, the Theme Mixer 2 mod, we could have mixed in something better for those. I don't know. I'm going 3 stars. Remember though, this will show up as vanilla, so I'm sticking for 3 stars here. Detailing, there's enough 4-star areas on this for it to be a 4-star map. It's a low 4, but it's a 4-star map for detail. Gameplay potential, I'd like to see the other highways and rail be just pushed a little bit more in towards the game area. Other than that, it's really nice. I'm going very high 3 stars, pushing towards 4 stars. Just want to see those brought in a little bit. BanTan by SR by stempel-mueller-gmbh. That, for a first map effort, is really very nice. And yeah, if you play the 81 tile game, then that becomes a 4-star. That becomes a 4-star, possibly even 5. But yeah, just newbie mistakes in terms of what is listed on the workshop as required. Network tiling is never, well, I say never. I don't think I've seen a map where it is absolutely required. But yeah, good work there. Well done, SR. Really enjoyed that one. Really surprised me. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing, for joining me for another fly through. There'll be another map coming along very, very soon. Probably tomorrow.